Ha, ha, ha. Me and Dan already predicted the Jacksonville Jaguars record heading into the 2020 NFL season. I'm pretty sure we both said they could get 0 to 2 wins, and everyone freaked out at our videos saying, "Oh my God, wow, the Jaguars are better than that. They're not going to be great, but they're going to get more than those." No. Jaguars are a bad franchise. Everyone already knew they were in rebuild mode, but they got rid of Yannick Ngakoue for a second round pick and something else. Nothing great there. And then instead of, so obviously they tried shopping Leonard Fournette, which blows my mind because whatever. But then they cut him. They got rid of Leonard Fournette, dude. Leonard Fournette, he was good last year. He had over 1,000 yards rushing, a lot of receiving yards to go along with it. Leonard Fournette, the former 4th overall pick. We just had a fantasy football draft, and Leonard Fournette went in the 2nd round. So, Leonard Fournette, I knew the Jaguars were going to be bad, but I thought that Leonard Fournette would be like the high spot of that, and that Leonard Fournette would honestly carry the entire offense. But no, Leonard Fournette is gone, and what does that mean for the entire NFL? The Jacksonville Jaguars' new running backs are Chris Thompson and Raquel Armstead. GG, the Jaguars now have probably one of the worst teams in the league. The Jets are up there, but at least the Jets have some offensive talent, and Sam Darnold is a pretty solid quarterback. Gardner Minshew is going to be leading nobody on offense. The Jaguars receivers, honestly, they're not that bad. We got Dede Westbrook, Chris Conley, and DJ Chark. Honestly, not a bad receiver room, but the rest of that team is a mess, and apparently the entire organization is a mess as well. Now, what teams should sign Leonard Fournette? So I'm an Eagles fan, and Dan's a Steelers fan. So the Eagles running back room, we have Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is looking to have a huge workload this year, but he is questionable, but nothing serious. So we just got rid of Jordan Howard. We sent Jordan Howard to the Miami Dolphins. Now, we need a replacement. We were looking at Carlos Hyde, LaShawn McCoy, and other veteran options. So Leonard Fournette has a $4.2 million salary that's going to clear waivers, but obviously he's probably going to be looking for an increase in money just because there's going to be a lot of demand for him. Now, Leonard Fournette is definitely not washed up. He's 25 years old, and I know a lot of teams are going to have interest in him. The Eagles have around $25 million in cap space available, I believe, right now. So Jason Peters, being the greedy, walking false start that he is asking for a pay increase or something. That's ridiculous. I'm not sure about that. We're going to have to give it to him, though, because our offensive line's already injured before the season even started, so rip. But Leonard Fournette, he would be a great welcome addition to Philadelphia. He would definitely help our team out from day one. It's basically replacing Jordan Howard, but I think he's better than Jordan Howard, and I know he is. I'm not sure what it would do for Miles Sanders' workload. Probably decrease it, but honestly, with the demand for Leonard Fournette, I doubt the Eagles are going to be able to, compete with the price as the bid goes up. And I don't know if Leonard Fournette would want to come into a place where he's going to have less of an impact, less of a workload. Now, the other scenario, maybe Leonard Fournette wants to win and wants to win games. Obviously, he hasn't ever done that in his career, being in Jacksonville. So maybe he comes to Philadelphia, and that would be great. I would love to see him in Philly. Is it realistic? For me as an Eagles fan, yeah, definitely, sure. For him as a player, I don't know. But Jeffrey Lurie definitely should look into it. Now, could Leonard Fournette come to the Pittsburgh Steelers? To answer this question, the answer is no, he cannot. So the Steelers have about $7 million in cap space, I believe, heading into the season, which, as the bid goes up, Leonard Fournette might even want basically $7 million or more. I'm not sure if it will go that high because it starts as 4.2, but I'm sure that some team's going to be willing to pay him a lot. Now, the Steelers running back room, I'm not sure if the Steelers even would want Leonard Fournette. Now, is James Conner the franchise running back the Steelers have always been looking for? I'm not sure. I can't answer that question. But they do have a pretty extensive depth chart with Jalen Samuels in the backfield, Benny Snell, and then some Randy, who Dan says he watched all of his college career. And apparently Anthony McFarland has a chance of being good in the NFL as well. He's their 4th-string running back at this time. So the Steelers already have a pretty solid entire depth chart of running backs. Obviously, when Ben Roethlisberger went down with injury, their scheme was run first, and we saw how that worked out in 2019, so that was a pretty big preview. Leonard Fournette obviously would help any single team, but with the cap space for the Steelers and their already existing running back room, I see it a lot more unlikely that they sign with the Steelers than the Eagles. All right, where do you guys think Leonard Fournette is going to end up? Drop your favorite team down below and say if you want him or not. Subscribe. There we go. Hit the bell. Let's go.